Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again. So, this is continuation of the previous lecture because I felt that there were still few important thoughts left to explore properly. Earlier, we discussed how feelings shape thoughts, emotional triggers behind ideas, emotional intelligence, and how creativity often becomes emotional expression. So, this is all I discussed in the previous video. And now I want to continue from a very important part of this conversation. That is what happens when emotions begin overwhelming thinking itself. Because while emotions can inspire creativity and expression, they can also create confusion if they are not processed carefully. So it is very necessary for all of us to understand that it is important and essential to process the emotions carefully. Because when emotions overwhelm thinking, then it gives lot of things like balancing emotion and clarity, overthinking, emotional exhaustion, reactivity, mental overload, need for pause and reflection, emotional balance and creativity. This is also one of the important things that we should discuss because it's really important to understand that our experiences, our reflections, our creativity are not just there to make us understand that there is just creativity. It's just an experience, and I think many creative people experience this without always realizing it immediately. Sometimes thoughts become too fast whenever we are talking. This that emotions become too intense, reactions become impulsive. We're supposed to do this, we're supposed to do it now, like this when we say these things, and internally everything starts feeling mentally crowded. So we don't understand the basic part of all this, that when that happens, expression also changes. Our way of speaking, our way of writing, our way of communicating suddenly starts changing, and sometimes writing becomes scattered, sometimes speaking becomes emotionally reactive, and sometimes overthinking becomes stronger than clarity itself. So we start talking about certain things that we really don't want to speak honestly. And honestly, emotional overload can quietly affect creativity, communication, confidence, and decision making. So, emotional creativity overwhelms thinking. It means that it can affect the confidence, decision making. So, emotions overwhelms thinking. So, it overpowers the thinking power if emotions get too high. So, one thing I've personally realized is that emotions are powerful, but emotions are not always organized. They come suddenly, emotionally, and sometimes all at once. So, whenever we say that we have a lot of thoughts where we really want to say a lot of things, but we can't write it in a draft. But whenever we start writing it, we don't want to say those exact words. The clarity doesn't come in the form of frustration, because the frustration can immediately create strong opinions, fear can create overthinking, exhaustion can create emotional sensitivity, and emotional attachment can make situations feel more intense than they actually are. And that is why emotional awareness matters so much, because we are not supposed to write or speak everything that we have in our mind. And that is why emotional awareness creates pauses, because awareness needs pauses. Without awareness, emotions may start controlling interpretation, communication, and reactions automatically. But with awareness, we slowly begin asking, what am I actually feeling right now? Why is this affecting me strongly? Do I need reaction right now or reflection first? So our frustration says that we really want this now, we really want to write, we really don't think that that person is right. But do I need reaction right now, reflection first? Have you ever asked that? So honestly, those questions can completely change the quality of our thinking. Why are we thinking? What is the reason? So you have to always self-question yourself. There's no one in front of your eyes. And I think one of the biggest struggles in emotional thinking is overthinking itself. Overthinking usually happens when emotions remain unresolved. So what we are supposed to do, that we are not supposed to keep thinking, because thoughts keep repeating, because there's a clarity that is missing. And the difficult part is that overthinking often feels productive internally, but emotionally it becomes exhausting a lot of times. And sometimes people mentally replaying conversations, situations, fears, possibilities, or emotional reactions. And what our mind does, it slowly process every emotion one by one to understand the biasness, or to create the awareness, or to understand the overloaded words of frustration. And at that point, creativity also starts feeling heavy instead of free. So we want to say a lot of words, but we are not able to say that. So personally, I've noticed that emotional overload sometimes affects expression too. And there are moments when too many thoughts exist together. Emotions become difficult to structure clearly. And internally, the mind feels active but not peaceful. So, what are we supposed to think about it? Like, are we supposed to stay active or peaceful? So, I think many writers, speakers, creators, and emotional thinkers experience this quietly. And that is why emotional balance is really important for creativity. Not emotional suppression. You're not supposed to suppress the emotions, not supposed to pretend the emotions that they don't exist at all, but understanding them consciously, because suppressed emotions often return more intensely later. So if there is a frustration, you're supposed to understand that there's a healthiest thing that we can do creatively. First to pause, then to slow down, then rest mentally, or observe quietly before expressing immediately. Then take a breath, and then honestly, reflection creates stronger expression than emotional impulsiveness means. You're supposed to write the reflection, that how did you feel exactly, in exact words. Then form the clarity, then try to take out the clarity out of it, that what exactly you want to speak, and that get influenced by environment. So I also think that environment affects emotional overload deeply. For example, there's excessive noise, constant social media exposure, emotional comparisons, performative culture, and non-stop stimulation. So all it can emotionally exhaust people without them fully realizing it. And when the mind never pauses, clarity decreases naturally. So you're supposed to understand your mind also. That is why emotional recovery matters too. If you're not able to process the thoughts, you're not able to understand the emotions, or not able to process the words, then sometimes emotional clarity gets distorted, and it can come only from silence, journaling, music, nature, movement, reading, or simply disconnecting from unnecessary noise for a while. So if you're taking a walk outside, take go for a walk outside without using phone, to avoid the unnecessary noise for a while, because while clarity usually returns slowly, not forcefully. Go for a walk, go for a movement, go for a silence rather than using social media every time. So one thing I've personally learned is that emotional recovery needs immediate public expression, but some emotions are meant to be understood privately first, reflected upon, or transformed creatively later. And that distinction is very important, because emotional intelligence is not about never feeling intensely, it's about learning how to process intensity consciously. So if you haven't understood your emotional intensity consciously, then what are you learning? Right? What are you learning? You are learning nothing if you haven't understood your emotional intensity. So I also think that creativity becomes healthiest, and emotions and awareness work together, because emotions create depth, but awareness creates direction. Without emotion, creativity may feel empty. Without awareness, creativity may feel chaotic. So, what you are supposed to do, you're supposed to understand the balance between the two that can create meaningful expression, right? So, today I just want to leave this thought here before moving ahead, that emotions are powerful sources of creativity, but they also require care, reflection, and balance. Because not every emotional moment is meant to become reaction immediately. Sometimes healing needs silence, understanding needs time, and clarity needs stillness. And maybe emotional intelligence begins exactly there, when we stop fighting emotions blindly and start understanding them consciously. So if you have understand those emotions consciously, then it means that you have stopped fighting with your inner thought. Alright? So with this I want to end this lecture, and I hope that you will listen this and you will share your comments, whether you agree or you disagree. Please let me know, because your comments are very valuable, and I think that you have also understood how emotional intelligence triggers ideas, or how emotions overwhelms ideas.